what we learned to draw, American Bastards. It's difficult when you went back home, you have to do homework, but I didn't even have textbooks. Sometimes you have to bring dog waste or pig waste. How. As a kid in North Korea, we didn't get to eat candies and cookies, like all the snacks, right? There was no food. You can't even think about snacks there. But every year when it comes to the reader's birthday, which were February 16, Kim Jong-il's birthday, and April 15, Kim Il-sung's birthday, they sent all the kids on the package of a gift, which was like this 1 pound of package. Inside were candies, cookies, and gums that we didn't get to eat like in normal days. We were over the moon with receiving that package. It's only twice a year that we get to try candy and cookies. So they sent those to the small kids, only babies up to elementary school kids, not for middle school or high schoolers. Every year we only wait for their birthday. And that's why we remember their birthday so correctly. They started to send us cookies 4 days and 3 days earlier because the actual birthday was a big holiday for us. So everybody takes off, no work days. You waited for a 1 year, finally got the package, right? So you see the candies and cookies, really want to eat it. But most parents of ours, they didn't want us to open it. They want us to open it until the actual birthday. So we had to wait 3-4 days, right? Oh my God, it was torture to wait 3-4 more days. And then the parents, they hiding it somewhere. We just counting our fingers to wait for that moment to eat. So so sometimes, the parents were at work. Many of us couldn't wait. So we turned over all the house and found it. And then we looked at it and then smelling it, sometimes, the urge. I mean, I know if we eat it before that, the parents will beat us. But sometimes you make a hole in the plastic. It comes with a plastic bag. You grab one of candy and then you eat it there without their notice. And finally, you get to try it. My goodness, it was so delicious. Finally, the day arrived. As soon as the kid opened the eyes in the morning, it gotta be early in the morning because we couldn't wait that moment. And we were just bugging parents and ask parents to get the gift so we can try it. And the parents goes, you cannot eat it without doing something, right? You know that, right? And they say, yes, we know. And then do it now. And we held the gift, the snack bag, and then we walked to the wall where the leader's portrait hung there. And then we go there, we bowed to them, to the portrait. Thank you so much, dear leaders, for the delicious snack, because you love us so much and you gave us this precious snack. Thank you so much. I will loyal to you forever. I will grow stronger, healthy to protect you, protect our country. Thank you so much. And then we started to open it and eat it. It's so happy moment. And sometimes, if we were lucky, parents couldn't find we already tried 1 or 2, right? And sometimes parents searching, then they find a hole and then they beat us like that. Or how could you do that without bowing to the dear leaders? You're bad kid, and then they just slapping us like that. So small candy or cookies, we were like a puppies trained by the treats. That's how they manipulate us with the food and snacks. In summertime, we didn't get a summer break. Instead, they let whole middle school and high school students to go to farm and camp there for a month to help farmers. At a farm, there were no fancy farming machines and you farming all by hands. That's why it's hard to do all the work just with the farmers. So they desperately use the kids as a tools of, helping farm. So we stayed away from our parents and house and just camped there for a month to the farming. The living condition was horrible. We had to stay at the farmer's house, the small tiny room with the 2-3 students together. Yeah, and then we had to work from 6 in the morning to 8 or 9 p.m. all day long. It was very hard, and I could see other kids, they were hungry, they were so exhausted, but we couldn't say no. That goes every year. Also, when you turn 14, it's mandatory that you have to go to the mountain for army training for 2 weeks every year from there. So at 14, you get to have experience of shooting for the first time. And from there, you learn about how to move around when you're shooting, and then how to fight with the enemies and how to avoid the bombs, how to throw a grenade and how to throw it farther. Running up to the hills and downs while you were running with as a group. And the trainer, the army trainer, who's actually a real soldier, he yells at us like, it's a bomb, and how we fell down to the ground and then protect our heads and how quickly we had to do all kinds of stuff. You are required to do that training every year. So basically they make all the citizens to soldier to fight Americans, the enemies. Yeah. It's a scary country, right? They make whole country prepare for war. Yeah, that's all they do. All they teach us. The most worst thing they do in school is that they don't let us ask questions. They don't let us think critically. They're not such like critical thinking, like that kind of words. So I learned it from America. So I'm like, what is critical thinking? I didn't know that in North Korea. And they only let us learn about their material and memorize it and just make my own. And we knew from the experience that if we think differently or raise questions about it, I will get huge trouble. And not only me and entire my family will get in trouble. So everything they told, we said, yes, okay, agreed. So when I first came to America, the most challenging thing was thinking creatively and raising questions. I'm still struggling asking questions till this day. That's how they blocked our brain, not asking questions. Yeah, I thought asking questions are bad. In America, all about asking questions and thinking creatively, like everybody's opinionated. It's still hard for me. I'm so good at math and I'm so good at remembering all the statements and remembering textbooks. I can remember a whole textbook, no problem. But when it comes to think like differently and especially counter opinion and criticism, I get stuck. My brain gets blank. Well, over time, I'm getting better. Yeah, now at least I get to think, and like creatively. That's why I do YouTube and all business and stuff. But still, it's hard. Yeah, when I was studying at community college, I was a student. I was good at all like comprehensive and memorizing all stuff. But when it comes to writing, my God, my brain gets blank. I saw other students. They're so good at writing. Like they non-stop writing. My paper was blank. I didn't know what to write. I have to find the clues and make a notes, write a stuff based on my opinion. But I didn't know how. Where's clues? There's no clues that I understand. Everything would make sense to me. There's nothing related to the dear leaders and praise about them. So without those, nothing to write. In North Korea, I was a good writer. Like my writing was on the wall. Like they said the best writer. I often get the prizes and the awards too. But here, I had to make my own statements, opinion. It was impossible for me. Most scary moments for me was any questions? Any questions? Every time, whether class or work, always there is any questions. That moment, right? He gets panic. I'm like, no question, please. I don't have it. Even my tennis coach, he gave me a lesson for all the like playing tennis, and then at the end, he's always asking, "Any questions, Deborah?" I'm like, "Nope, nope." Yeah, that's how North Koreans train people, make people stupid. That's why the regime and the country is still there. 'Cause I want people to understand that they often ask me questions about why North Korean people don't do anything about it. They know they're oppressed. They don't have freedom. They starve. Why they don't do anything? This is why. Because they made us like completely stupid and they programmed us like this. Yeah, I hope you understand by listening this story. Yeah, there are many more horrible stuff you do in school in North Korea as a kid. But, I'll stop it here and I'll just tell you more about it next time. Thank you so much for watching my video. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much and see you next time.